Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make this 10th fold happy birthday card using Centura White Hint of Silver card. We've got some Sherbet Foundations card from Creative Expressions and some plain white stamping card. So the folder is this beautiful cut and emboss folder from Crafter's Companion called Petite Florals. So that's going to create this part of our design. And then we're going to use the rhododendron flower die from Elizabeth Crafts. And we are going to use it pretty much as it is here, although not quite with the right leaf colours because I wanted to keep them white. We're also going to use, for our sentiment, the Creative's Expression, the mini expression, Stacked Happy Birthday. Okay, so we are going to start by doing our cut and emboss. So I have a piece of card. This is just the white stamping card that we're doing this on. And the plate for this, I'm just going to make sure I get them right. So we need our clear plate. We need our magnetic sheet. We need our folder with our card in, and make sure it's pushed up to the top, and then we need our other clear plate. Okay, and that's the sandwich on the Gemini. If you have other machines, obviously you will need to check what your sandwich is for a cut and emboss folder. So the beautiful thing about these dies is that is that they cut as well as give that beautiful emboss. So we're going to just pull that out. You can see the aperture has been cut out there. Be careful with this bit. This needs to stay in. I have at times been tempted to pick it out thinking it was the card, but no, that needs to stay in. So here's our folder cut and embossed. Just going to poke out, well, there's a couple of little bits that are just not falling out there, and that one there. I think that's it. Got them all out. Okay, so that's as simple as it gets. And it is so pretty that it really doesn't need much. I mean, there are lots of things you can do with embossing folders that you can do with these as well. But I think for what I want to do with this card, it's good as it is. So what we're going to do, I'm going to grab my trimmer and I am going to cut it down. And I'm going to cut it quite close to this embossed line edge. So it's just a case of, I'm just going to move my plates because they're catching on the end of my trimmer. Okay, so I'm always looking on my guillotine here because this is the cutting line, the edge of this. So I'm kind of looking up and down to make sure that this is slightly inside. See that? Just is. So once you've got one side, should be able to butt that up against the top. Just double check in case, because I think I've not done that quite straight. Ooh. I've gone very close to the edge there, probably as close as you could possibly get. And we'll do one there, and we will do this one. And we might go close to the edge as we have over the other side. There we go. So that's cut, and we are going to. This folder can be used vertically or a portrait or landscape, and we're going to use it landscape in this way. Now I have already gone ahead and cut all my mats and layers because I want to be able to show you how to make these flowers, and matting and laying is fairly straightforward. So I have made a base card from Centura Pearl Snow White Hint of Silver, just A4 piece scored in half. And then I have foundations card, the Sherbet Foundations card, and white stamping card. And then this layer is going to be up slightly. So I've got some more of the Centura Pearl, more of the sherbet. And I've got this little bit of Centura Pearl because I want that to be showing through the middle of my aperture there. So we're just going to assemble this and then put this to one side while we have a look at how to make the flowers. Okay, this is it's really quite a straightforward flower. The only thing that card. The only thing that probably takes the time is the cutting of the flowers and assembling. But actually, I think it's really worth it because it's a beautiful. So that beautiful flower die. It doesn't have to be used. Excuse me. It doesn't have to be used completely like we have there, and I'll show you how it could be used as well in a moment. Let's assemble this one. So I'm going to put this onto here. I'm not going to fix this one onto the main card yet because, as you can see, this is attached to it and I don't want this still to be wet on there when I do it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, this is the back of this, I am putting some glue on the main areas around here. And I'm going to make sure that, because this is going face down, that I have put some glue around the edge of the pearl card too. And then that is just going to go over the aperture. And then we're going to push that down. And then we're going to stick this onto that sherbet, beautiful colour foundations card. Okay, so this is going to go on. Yeah. Okay. And that will fit on there when we have completed the flower. So we're going to put that to one side for now. Put the lid back on that. And we're going to have a look at this rhododendron die. So it comes with all these parts. So this is the bit that you build the flower up on and these are sitting on, and there's like the stalk of the rhododendron. Then you have 3 leaves, and then you have 8 flower heads, and then the 8 stamens to go in them. Now, I mean, on another card I've used this, but all I've done is I've used this part, literally just this part, and layered, and they're beautiful little flowers. So don't think that you have to make a rhododendron just because it's a rhododendron die. Not at all. You can use these in any way that you want. So I'm just going to grab my pieces of card. Oh, here they are. I knew I'd put them somewhere. So I want the flowers to be sherbet. Now this is really quite, as you even see from the picture here, this is quite a traditional rhododendron colour. So we're going to cut the flowers from the sherbet card. We're going to cut the base and the leaves out of Centura Pearl. And then we're going to cut the stamens out of the white stamping. While we're running it through, I'm also going to put the happy birthday die through as well. Okay, now I've got lots of bits of tape here, which I am going to reuse. Put that there. And that there. And we're going to run these through all at the same time to save time. So when you're running lots of things through, it's really, really important to make sure that everything is stuck firmly. Yeah, you can see this is tape that I am reusing from another project. Saves a bit of money rather than keep using new bits of tape. Okay, so let's move that to the side. Let's move that to the side. And we need our cutting plate. This here, this one here, and that way. We need our plastic shim, our magnetic, and our other clear plate. And we are going to put this through. And that will cut all of that in one go. Now, I can't remember exactly how many flowers I used. Let's have a count. I'd say I did this probably twice, maybe more. So sort of 16 flowers. But it is entirely up to you how you do this. And there's the flowers. That bit's already fallen out. From there, there are our leaves. I'm just going to put the dies to one side. There's our happy birthday. That. And our stamens. Here we are. We will just poke these out. So for each flower, making it this way, you need stamen. And poking them all out. So there's our 8 sets of stamens. Here are 8 flowers. Let's just pop our happy birthday out as well while we're at it, and then it's already all over. Take a bit of a roll over with our brush, and then just find the corner, pop it out, and there it comes. All right, we'll put that one over there ready. Okay, so how do we make these flowers? Now, I would recommend making these flowers in advance, and I do have a load already made because of the way that this is my personal way that I wanted to make them. You might find a different way. So what I did was we'll do a couple so you get to see. First of all, I used a ball tool to just give them a cup shape. Okay. And I only used one flower head because they're all being put together in the rhododendron. I only used one flower head per flower, if that makes sense, rather than, I didn't layer them. Okay, so we'll move the others to the side. So for the 3 I've got here, I need 3 of the stamens. So we'll just move those to the side for the moment. And what we need to do is to just run the ball tool over those. You could probably do with a smaller ball tool, just bear with me. I'll find a smaller one, there we go. Just so that we get that really curling round. And the third one. Now, if you use hot glue, you could probably get away with doing these and not having to wait around for them to dry, obviously, because hot glue dries straight away. However, I'm not the greatest fan of hot glue, and I tend to try and avoid it wherever, but that's just me personally. So what I'm doing is I am putting some glue gel just in that cup of the flower there. It's a little bit of glue gel in each one. And then I'm taking my, it's alive. Taking my stamen, excuse me, I've got gluey fingers now, and just rolling it round. So you get that sort of effect, okay? And then I'm just going to put that into the glue, okay? And you do that for all the flowers, however many flowers that you're going to use for this particular thing. Now, the reason I put them aside to dry because I wanted to be able to squash down the stamens and to also push up the petals a little bit. And it's very difficult to do that when the glue gel is wet. So we'll put those to the side and I'll get the ones that I have already made. Here you go. Now, did I leave one that I hadn't done? No. Can you see what I did? I literally put my finger on the top and squished the stamens down. And now I can also just push the petals upwards a little bit more with my fingers. I don't need any tools. Just brings them together a little bit more. So that's why I prefer to let them dry before I do anything. But like I say, if you use a hot glue gun, you won't have that problem anyway. So this is the base. And so what we need to do now is to assemble our rhododendron flowers on this base. Again, I use glue gel, my personal preference. So it kind of depends how you want to do this. Now, I'm going to try to build it up a little bit higher in the middle this time. So I felt it just needed a bit more height. So I'm going to bear with me because this may be a really failed experiment. So it's just going to need a fair bit of glue gel, but I'm kind of spreading it out as I go. That one in the middle. Oh, it's making a mess. Oh, making a mess. So just literally pushing them because they are dry. I can grab hold of them by the stamens and I'm going to try and lift that up a bit and a bit more glue gel. It's literally all there is to it. Just putting them onto this flower base. And if you want it to look fuller, then you can put more flowers on. That's entirely up to you how you go about assembling this. So just a case of, and using glue gel is also means it's quite forgiving because as you push, you can see where the others move to and adjust as you need to. So I'm looking here, a couple more in here. And just push that one up there a little bit. Push that one in. Push that one in there. One to fill that bit of gap. Ooh, maybe just, can I get another one in there? Oh, that one's come out. Okay, so it is just a case of assembling how you feel. I just need to pull that one up because he's gone a little bit skew-whiffed. Now again, it might benefit from allowing this to dry because I'm now going to be trying to put a very squidgy flower head onto my card, but we just put it to one side for a second. Make sure I've got that glue gel gone because with the leaves, and I've got a few more here. It's nice to just give them a little bit of dimension too, and all you need to do is now this bottle I have, it's a Fiskars one. It's very, 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 very old. I've had it years. I don't know where you might get one, but this, I like this really thin end. So if you have a set of bottles which have a really tiny little end like this, then this is great for leaves. So I've turned it over onto the back and I am literally just dragging it down the middle. So when you turn over, you now have a vein. Now for rhododendron leaves, that's really all you need. You see they've got a very prominent vein. But for some other leaves, you might want to do sort of the bits that go off, the veins that go off to the side. But we're just going to do that central vein on these rhododendron leaves. Okie dokie. So there we go. Right, so I have my leaves now ready to So we are going to take this. I didn't stick that down, did I? Oh, did I? Okay, I stuck it down. Kevin said, I'm not going to stick that down. I stuck it down. Not to worry. We'll just go with it. So what I'm going to do is I want to lay this so that it is going over into the aperture. All right, so I'm going to grab my acrylic glue, and I'm going to, I wonder if it was working. Grab my acrylic glue, and I'm just going to put some acrylic glue on my base, a little bit down stem, and then we are going to position that so that it goes over onto the aperture of our card. Okay, right, what now? So the next thing I would do is I will put the ribbon on, and I've kind of tried to do it so that it kind of looks like it's tied around the stem of the rhododendron. So we're going to glue that in place with a bit of glue gel. Stick that here. Push that into there. And then I'm going to arrange some leaves. Now on this one you can see I just pushed the leaves in this end rather than coming out here. So I'm going to turn my card round, and I'm going to decide how I want my leaves. One in there. Then a little bit, just inject a little bit of glue gel in, and then you can poke them in. And we'll have another of the larger ones under there, coming up there. So push that one in under the ribbon. There. And get the nail under it. There we go. And then we use a couple of little ones, or probably just one little one, to go in here. Okay. Excellent. And then the last thing we need is our sentiment. So we cut it out in our sherbet card, and I have also cut it out in the pearl card, and we are going to stick the pearl down first. That's my bit of scrap to blot it on. Grab my tweezers, hold on, turn it over, put my glue on the back, just splodging it on, because I'm then going to blot it off onto that piece of card before I stick it on here. And then do the same with our sherbet card. I'm going to put the glue on and blot it off, and then oops, just offset it, just so that you get a little glimpse of that shiny centura underneath. And there you have it, our Petite Florals folder from Crafter's Companion with our rhododendron die from Elizabeth Crafts. Thank you.